time for an in-depth bookshelf tour. Oh, wait, I need my matcha. I'm finally going to be showing you guys an in-depth bookshelf tour. I am honestly so flattered that people even want to see this. That is so nice because I feel like my books are all over the place. Why it's taken so long for me to do a bookshelf tour? Because I have been waiting for IKEA to restock the Billy bookshelf extensions. So these are all of the bookshelves we have. And then on this side of the room, this is where we sit to read, and I love it because it's literally our own little book nook. So I'll show you the books over here in a little bit, but we'll get to that later. This is where you can really see how nice the Billy bookshelf extensions would be. As you can tell, we've really run out of room. Technically, this is Ian's side, and yes, technically this is my side, but Ian and I look at it as what's his is mine and what's mine is his. So for instance, like the Stephen King books, these are both of ours. Working on building our collection right now, and it's going to end up taking up this shelf, which we're so excited about. Obviously love these books down here. He loves these books, so we pretty much just share. To us, it doesn't matter. I need to say a disclaimer. I know so many people are going to ask us to move that skinny one in the middle to separate ours, or just to make it symmetrical. Forget symmetry. Who cares about symmetry? This is how it is, guys. It's staying this way. I'm so sorry to upset any of you. They are literally secured into the wall. They're not coming out. We're not going to redo all of that. Okay, so that's going to be a very common theme throughout this video. It might really bother you how I organize my books because, I mean, I do organize them by genre. Please keep that in mind. I know a lot of you are going to get really upset with how I do things in my own book room in my own house, and that's fine. You can do what you want to with your bookshelves, and we can do what we want to with our bookshelves. Woo! Everyone's happy. You wouldn't think that a bookshelf tour would be like a workout between standing on stools, moving books around. Thank goodness I put on my Wild deodorant while getting ready for this video because no one wants a sweaty booktuber. Thankfully, we've actually partnered together for today's video. What I love about Wild is they do not compromise on effectiveness. My deodorant literally lasts all day long. It keeps me fresh for 24 hours, which I need in general, but especially as we're coming into summertime. While I talk to you about Wild, I'm actually going to show you how to refill their cases. It is so easy. Wild uses these one-of-a-kind aluminum cases that are so cute. They are reusable, customizable, and they come in so many different colors and shades and designs. I love this B one. I also have one that's so cute and it has stars on it. This is what their little refill packets look like. They have compostable refills where they have literally saved 1.6 million pounds of single-use plastic from the landfill. This is my favorite deodorant. I have been using it for well over 6 months now. I will never turn back. It is the only one that actually keeps me fresh, smells so good, and is packed with natural nourishment. This deodorant is so creamy because of the shea butter that they use, and they have their classic scents, like their cotton scent, which I really like, and then they have seasonal scents and limited edition scents. Their scents are really so unique, and I feel like it's so hard to find a deodorant that is not only cute, but smells good and is effective. You can check out Wild today by using my code Ashlynn or clicking the link in the description box. I also have a code right here that you can just scan, and you can get 20% off of all products, but only for a limited time. Thank you so much again, Wild, for partnering with me on this video. Okay, now let's hop into it. So we are going to start. Okay, so kind of as I said, technically these are Ian's shelves, but at the same time we share a lot of the same books. So I'm not going to go into depth over here. I'll actually link his video down below where he briefly goes over his books. But there are some books that I want to talk about because they're books that I absolutely love. So obviously we've got like Blake Crouch down here, Red Rising, but we have a ton of Stephen King. We've got one of my favorites, Billy Summers, in there, and then we have more on my shelf. They're kind of just spread out, honestly. Okay, so I love a lot of color, and mostly fantasy is blacks and grays and a little bit more neutral color. And one thing that I love about romance books is how colorful they are. So this time I actually wanted to break up some of my romance books so that I can bring color to the shelves that don't have as much. So starting up here, we have kind of a mixture of some series, some books are in series, it's a little bit wild on this top shelf. We have the Mistborn trilogy right here. Next to it, we have some fantasy YA series like Caraval, Six of Crows duology. I have 2 different covers of these, but this actually reminds me that I need to read this series. Let me know if you have and convince me in the comments to read it, honestly. Then we have some more fantasy stuff. I have J.K. Rowling's The Crimes of Grindelwald. I don't even know. Oh yeah, this is a screenplay, which is crazy. And then this is the only book I have in the Mortal Instruments series. It's called like the Shadowhunters World, I think. There's so many books in this series, but I only have this one. Then next to that, this is actually a romance series, but I don't love the covers, so I kind of put them on top. Yeah, that's the Selection series. And then next to that, I have Shadow and Bone. I think I'm gonna unhaul these because I did not like the series. And then next to that, I have Lightlark and Nightbane. Still haven't read it, but I definitely want to. I tried to read it back in December and then I just got, wait. Oh my gosh! That's where it's been. It literally just clicked. My Tortured Poets Department bookmark. Wait, yay. Stop, that just actually made my day. So now we're actually gonna go over here because I don't know, I'm not obsessed with the top 2 shelves. So right here are all of my Christmas books. That is so insane. Guys, if I try and buy another Christmas book this year, don't let me. And then these are all romances and there is honestly no organization to them. Like I don't even have it organized by author. I don't have these romance series together. Like they're kind of all spread apart. That's just what I wanted to do. I don't know. I wanted to do something different with my bookshelf. Watch a sip. So some of the ones that I really liked on this top shelf. Wait, I don't think I have any that I was obsessed with. I really liked the Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. That one was really cute. So now the second shelf. Okay, this is all romance and I love how colorful this shelf is. We have a lot of really colorful books. Like we have some Sarah Adams ones. I had to put this Cherries bookmark over Picking Daisies on Sundays by Liana Cincotti. I loved this book when I read it and I actually ended up reading another one by her called Don't Be in Love. This one is set in London and then Picking Daisies on Sundays is set in New York City. And then I love these kinds of covers like Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. The shelf is so colorful and it's honestly one of my favorite. Even Earl's Trip, it's such a cute cover. This one is also another Lynn Painter book. It's Betting on You and I love the sprayed edges on this one. Barnes & Noble has been doing so many sprayed edges and I think most of the time I pass them by, but they definitely do liven up your bookshelf and I realized the ones that I had were just turned around and I want them to be on display, you know? Okay, so now coming over to the second shelf on this one, we start to get into more of the romantasy. So I have Bride by Ali Hazelwood. And then we have Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After. These 2 covers are beautiful. They're from Blackwell's and I think now they have a purple cover of The Ballad of Never After, or maybe it's the 3rd book. I don't remember. I still haven't read the sequel, which is crazy because I really liked the first one. And then ACOTAR is right next to it. I love how colorful ACOTAR is. And then this starts to get a little interesting, okay? So we have, wait, I just realized, okay, that's fine. So we have fantasy and then literally one sci-fi book, The Kraken Wakes. I should put it with our sci-fi that's down over on Ian's shelves because once again, like we share a lot of our books. But for right now, I just put it right there because it fills in the gap a little. I have quite a bit that I have not read over in this section. And then I have A Promise of Peridot. I was so obsessed with the first book, A Dawn of Onyx. I wanted to get these special edition covers so badly. Then I have Fairy Tale on here by Stephen King. It's just very random. So now I'm just gonna go one more down. Guys, I'm gonna be so honest. I have favorites. I like to have my favorite shelves in the backgrounds of videos. This is always when things start to get awkward in bookshelf tours because then you just get lower and lower and lower and then I'm just no longer existent or I'm just a floating head. So over here, my Harry Potter series, oh my gosh, these covers are beautiful. One of my favorite gifts I have ever received. Ian got them for me one year. I love how the spines show a picture of Hogwarts. Also, each cover is really cool. I get a lot of questions on these covers, and it's from Scholastic. I think I got them in February of 2023, so I've had them for a while. I don't know if they still sell them. And then coming over is the Shatter Me series. I still haven't read it, which is insane. I was so enthusiastic about it when I ordered them, and then the hype kind of just wore off for me. I wasn't really excited to read them anymore. I think also with big series like this, sometimes I feel like I don't have time to sit down and actually read them because I don't want to go too long in between uploads. But let me know if you'd want to see that, because there's another series on here that I want to do the same thing, but once again, I'm scared that I'll leave for like a week or two and then I'll come back to YouTube and I'll be forgotten about. Artifacts of Uranus? Yes, no, I think this is called Artifacts of Uranus. Have the first 3 books in the series. I actually loved Trial of the Sun Queen when I read it. These are very spicy though. If you are similar to me and you don't like reading spice, I would definitely say look at the trigger warnings and proceed with caution. I actually really loved them, and I still need to read Fate of the Sun King, but every time I read them, I can't get enough, you know, so I'm excited to pick it up. And then I actually do have some series organized here. So I have the Shepherd King series. The first book is One Dark Window. Literally have not read this series. I might be mistaken, but I think this is definitely grim dark, possibly. And then next to it, I have When the Moon Hatched, the Moonfall series. I don't know if you guys have seen, but now they have really pretty sprayed edges. Tell me why this book is so thick. Then I have Daughter of No Worlds. I'm so excited to read these. Tall floppy paperbacks have my heart. Okay, so now over here to the bookshelf that's next to it. So this is all romance. I have another sprayed edge book right here. I think they've been doing a lot of the YA ones for sure, but this is When We're Young by K.L. Walther. I think I bought this when we first moved to Austin. I have a bookmark here, of course, from a subscriber. It says my name on it, and it just is the sweetest gift ever. I've been thinking about opening a P.O. box. That way, if you guys wanted to send letters, but I don't know. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. So this is all romance. It's kind of all over the place, but I think one of the highlights of this bookshelf is actually this book right here. It's Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, but it's not just any edition of Better Than the Movies. It is a personally annotated copy by Lynn Painter herself. It's really sweet. I won this during a giveaway, which is crazy because I never win stuff like this. And if you want to know something interesting, the original title of Better Than the Movies was All Is Fair in Love and Parking. She literally said that. You can read that for yourself. It's right there. Crazy. And then this little section. This is so exciting. I love this section right now. These are books on my priority TBR, or books that I bought recently, because I'm insane and I need to be reminded of the books that I bought recently, also that they don't lack their luster. I know that's terrible to say. So now down here, we have more fantasy. I have the Throne of Glass series, which I love how this series looks together. And this is the other series I was talking about that I really want to read, but it would definitely take me quite a bit of time to read it because it is a big series. Next to Throne of Glass, I have Fourth Wing. I'm actually not a big fan of this series. I did get the OG first edition, so I feel like I do kind of have an obligation to keep up with the books as they come out. Then I have this little jelly cat. This is from Allie, and it's so cute. I feel like it's perfect on my bookshelf, especially with my fantasy books. And I actually remember seeing in her video when she bought this for me, she said that she imagines it also with my fantasy books and that it'd be really cute. I'm like, yes, sweet, that's perfect. And then I have this collector's edition of Throne of Glass. This is absolutely stunning. I can't believe that I even own this. Thanks to one of you guys who sent it to me. Thank you so much. This is absolutely gorgeous, and of course it has to have its own little moment, and I want it to be displayed like a bookstore. Okay, now next to that shelf we have this shelf. All of these books are general fiction. I love how this comes together because then it transitions into historical fiction. I love historical fiction, so I love this little corner right here of the shelf. This is actually romance. I must have run out of room or something because that's definitely romance. I have Before the Coffee Gets Cold on here, which is actually the book that got me really into reading. I mean, before that, technically The Summer I Turned Pretty got me into reading, but I mean, it didn't keep me a reader, if that makes sense. And then I have the newest edition, but look how gorgeous the green sprayed edges are, but I don't have the whole series. Over here, I have my historical fiction. Some of my favorites that really stand out are A Trick Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. This is a great classic. Beneath a Scarlet Sky, so good. Lovely War, 11/22/63. All perfect. Okay, now we're getting down to the bottom shelves. Now on this shelf, this is where I have my series actually organized together. So over here I have the big floppy paperbacks of A Game of Thrones. Wait, this is upside down. I actually have been thrifting these. So that's why I don't have the whole series, but I have A Game of Thrones, A Clash of Kings, and Fire and Blood. And then over here, these are my babies. I'm obsessed with these. I literally was so sad. I was at Barnes & Noble the other day. I saw they have all of these covers now in big floppy paperbacks. They didn't have those yet when I got these last year, which I actually thought they did. So that's why I was excited to see them in store in person. And they didn't, but of course they came out with them. And now I'm like, I can't justify literally rebuying them just because they're bigger. I love this collection of A Song of Ice and Fire. Honestly, it's kind of my pride and joy. I just realized I had a bookmark in here. I don't know if you've noticed, but I love having bookmarks in my books so that it hangs over and it's almost like an accessory to my bookshelves, and I think it's a nice little touch. This one just says reading era. Absolutely obsessed with all of these. And then over next to it, I have some hardcovers. I have the Powerless series, and I love this series so much. And I think that all of the covers are so gorgeous, but I just don't have that much space on my shelves. So right now I have only the spine showing, but I would love to display them all kind of like a bookstore, I guess. And then Powerful, the novella. I actually had it in between Powerless and Reckless where it's supposed to go, but I think it looks really good on the end, and especially slanted in between the series to break them up a little. And then I have An Ember in the Ashes. I haven't read this series yet, but I do love all of the covers, and especially the picture that the spines make is really cool. This is another shelf I am so obsessed with. So these are my hardcovers, and I really wanted a hardcover shelf, but this is pretty much, I mean, unless it's a part of a series, I am keeping those together and they're all throughout my shelves. But for the most part, these are just standalones, and I wanted them to be all together because it looks very cohesive, and I think it just is so pleasing to the eye. So I have some hardcovers all stacked, and I also wanted these to be separate from my Book of the Month collection. Yesterday was so fun. I went through all of my Emily Henry books that I own. I added stickers to each cover page, and I think it looks so cute, so I did all of them. I like the sprayed edges on this book. This hardcover is Summer in the City. Dude, I have been reading this for months. I like it. I just feel like I'm reading other things. I haven't actually finished it yet. These are the sprayed edges. It's diamonds and hearts, so I like that to be shown. I love how colorful all of this is as well. And then of course I have Great Big Beautiful Life. This is Emily Henry's newest release. I love this cover, and I also love all of the colors going into summer, so I wanted this one to be on display. And then I have my little pickleball jelly cat. He is so vibrant and green. And then I have my other Emily Henry books right here, But all of these are ones from Blackwell's. You've probably noticed I have my original US covers of Beach Read and some of her other books. Yeah, these are the UK versions, and I just think they're so cute. So this is Beach Read, perfect for the summer, and I like displaying all of these around the summertime. I just don't have any room right now, so I'm so obsessed with this little quarter. Okay. Now we're down here. So down here is a mixture of genres, mainly fantasy. So this is all fantasy. And of course the series are still broken up. So for instance, like Fireborn, Flamefall is another book in the series. So over here are mystery thrillers. Okay, so remember how this stack is mystery thrillers? Well, I continue that on. So I have some more mystery thrillers, but these are YA. So I have the Inheritance Game series, and then I have, wait, dude, I never read this. Okay. I'm so glad I saw that. I might need to bring that to the beach with me. And then I have One of Us is Lying and One of Us is Next. This book I read at the beach years, I don't even know, 2021, I think. Absolutely ate it up. I loved this book so much. It started things for me. I started to become a reader slowly but surely. And then continuing on, we've just got some more mystery thrillers. So for instance, The Secret History, like technically I think this should go with my general fiction, but I keep it here because it's dark academia and I have the maidens. I'm very proud because I thrifted these. Okay, so now for this very controversial bookshelf right here, the skinny bookshelf. This one is at the end. It is our classics bookshelf for the most part, which we're also gonna get extensions for this. So I'm very excited. Up top here, we have some Jane Austen books. I am obsessed with these. They are so inexpensive. This is Persuasion, Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility. If you're curious, this is the Signet Classics. You will quickly see my obsession with Little Women, but I have my first copy of Little Women right here, hardcover, and it's so gorgeous and so chunky. I love Anne of Green Gables, and look at this copy of it. And then I actually think these two are so cool. It's like hand painted. I can't even wrap my mind around this sort of talent. Okay, so starting off right here, I have War and Peace, which I am really excited to read. We have a few editions of War and Peace. I think it's on Ian's shelf for right now, but once we get more room over here, we'll move more of our classics over. This is War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy, and this is the translation by Anthony Briggs. I read from the editions that we already have at home, and then I went to Barnes & Noble and read the first page of this one to see which translation I wanted to read from, and I landed on this one, which I think was a good choice. I was kind of between the two most popular translators. And then I have another edition of Little Women. My brother got this for me, and it is just, it's stunning. And then we get into my Penguin Classics. These are the cloth bound editions. I love these, but unfortunately you pay a pretty penny and they don't really hold up that well, which is so unfortunate. I actually thrifted this Count of Monte Cristo in San Francisco, which was insane. And then Ian got me all of the rest of them, which is so nice. I think I am so excited to read The Picture of Dorian Gray. That's been one on my list for a while. And then I want to reread Wuthering Heights soon. I really enjoyed it when I read it, I think when I was 14. Okay, now moving down to the next shelf. This is a lot of our book of the month collection. It is not all of them. I'll show you the others that we have, but this is a lot of our collection. I am a huge fan of Book of the Month, and so is Ian. I'm super excited to read this one this summer. It's The Summer We Ran by Audrey Ingram. So yes, it's just very cohesive and I love it. Continuing on with our classics, you can get these hardcovers at Barnes & Noble. They're actually super nice, and I love how they all look together on the bookshelf. I love that they have the stand as well. I think that's so cool because they mostly do classics, so I just love that we have one of the stand. And then over here is a insanely nice edition of The Lord of the Rings. This was a gift from one of our friends. This is stunning. Okay, so now the last two shelves are our Wordsworth classics. Here's another edition of Little Women that I have. This is so gorgeous. I love this Anna Karenina. Wow. She's giving Mystery Woman. Another War and Peace that we have. Yes. Studious. Got some James Joyce. We have Finnegan's Wake and Ulysses. Okay, now over to the cozy reading corner. I also have some books over here, and I actually love a lot of the books that are displayed on this shelf. It's a little bit seasonal. Well, it's actually very much so seasonal, but I still have to show you because this is very much so a part of my bookshelf tour. So come in, get a little bit closer. So up top, we have Carl My Croissant. He is perfect. He stays right there. And then I just put these up here yesterday, especially as we're going into summertime. I wanted to display some of my summer books. So I have Carly Fortune's books up here. I am reading One Golden Summer right now. So that one's not up there, but once I finish it, it'll definitely go right here. And then I just have a lover candle, and I have this beachy print with books and the waves in the background. And then coming down here, I have this Austin print, which is of Lady Bird Lake and then downtown. And then underneath it, I have this surfboard Jellycat. He's so cute. I just got him with the pickleball. Then coming over here, I have another summery series, which is very nostalgic for me, and that's The Summer I Turned Pretty. I am so excited for the new season. I literally cannot contain my excitement. I've been waiting so long, and this series really made me obsessed with reading. Then above that, I have a whole bunch of bookmarks and stickers. I have a lot of stickers in there, and I made this. And then these are the rest of our Book of the Month book. And then I have this book light on the end, almost as a bookend, and it lights up. Oh my gosh, is that everything? That is everything for the bookshelf tour. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was so much fun. Once again, don't forget to either click the link in the description down below or scan this QR code right here to get 20% off with my code Ashlynn on all of their products, but only for a limited time. So thank you so much again, Wild. And thank you guys for sticking around and looking at all the books that I have on my shelf. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.